everyone. Welcome back to our series of Zoom for Teachers. And in this video, we're going to see that how does Zoom looks like during the meeting and what are the options available to you to manage and organize an effective meeting for yourself and your learners. Right now, I'm in the main window of my Zoom application, and from this main window, I click on this option of meetings here. When I click on this option, I can see both of my scheduled meetings, which are reoccurring. And if when I click on the online class, I can start the meeting from here. Now the meeting has started and you cannot see my video show up on the screen just because I have put my camera on off. From here, you can actually go to full screen and also exit the full screen. I want full screen right now just to show you clearly what I'm doing here on the screen. And just alongside the full screen option, you can see this little box over here that is kind of a clock that looks like a clock, and it is actually a timer. If you remember from my first video, in the settings, I have actually opened an option that I want to see a timer of my meeting during my meeting. On the screen, you can see a whole meeting details along with the invite link. You can invite anybody from here as well. Most of the Zoom meeting controls are mentioned over here in this black bar, and we're just starting from the very first option. So the very first option is of audio, and with audio you can see a little mic show up over here, and right now I'm unmute. That's why this that you can see this green bar moving up and down. I can mute myself by clicking on this, and now I am on mute, and whatever I'm saying, Zoom cannot hear it basically. There is a little arrow just alongside this mic, and when I click on it, it shows me all of my input and output devices right now in this computer. Whenever you connect your computer or your laptop with any other external sound, you need to make sure in Zoom that you check this option that the correct sound has been selected in here. You can always test your speaker and microphones by clicking on this option. And in further audio settings, if you click on it, we just go back to the Zoom application settings, and in this audio setting you can see the same options show up over here that we have discussed already in the first video. You can make some of the changes during the meeting too. After audio, we have an option of video. So in video you can see a little camera over here, and when you want to open the camera, you just click on it, and when the red bar goes off, the camera gets on. And when you want to close the camera, you can just click on it, click on this option again, and your camera will got closed. Just like audio, there is few options available for the video here as well. And again, it shows you that which camera right now your Zoom is using. So right now I'm using my built-in camera. I do not have any external webcam connected to my computer, so it's only showing me that. But if you are using any external webcam, it will show you in the settings over here. So make sure that you are actually connected to the right camera. Then there is an option of choose virtual background. I have already explained this option in the first video, so I'm not going to dwell much into it. So the third option is video setting, and video settings also show you the same options that I've already discussed in first video. So I do not really need to explain it over here. The third option is security. And security means basically that how much control of the meeting you want to give to other participants. For example, the first option is lock meeting. And when you lock the meeting, what would happen is that I have locked the meeting and no one else can join. Maybe you are in middle of preparing your PowerPoint slides, or you are middle of doing something and you do not want your learners to come before the designated time of the meeting. So you can actually lock the meeting for a while, and you can just unlock it by clicking out over here, and when you just unlock it, new participants can join. Then the other option is enable waiting room. So you must have remembered that when you schedule the meeting, you also have the option of enabling and disabling waiting room. And even during the meeting, you can enable and disable the waiting room. So for this meeting, I have disabled the waiting room in the settings of my scheduled meeting. So whenever a new participant will join, they will join directly without waiting in the waiting. I have got my learner here, but again, if I just enable the waiting room from here, what would happen is when another participant or my learner join backs into the meeting, they would be waiting in the waiting area and I need to admit them first and then they can participate in the meeting. Then the next option is that I want my participants to share a screen. So do I want to give my learner an opportunity that they can share a screen and maybe they can share their completed worksheets with me on the screen. So what I do is, besides making them host of the meeting, what I do is I just let them share a screen by going into the security menu. Then after that, do I want my participants to have a chat option? So they would have a chat option and they can chat with me. Then do I want my participants to rename themselves? Do you want to give them the control of muting and unmuting themselves? The next option is of participants. When you open participants, you can see how many people are there in the meeting. Right now there's only me in the meeting, so there is only option of mine. These are some of the non-verbal options over here. So what you can do is, if you are in flow of your lecture and you do not want to take questions right now, you do not want to take questions in between of your lecture, so your participants can actually show you these non-verbal responses, which can tell you that what should you do in the lecture, and what should you do in the lecture or what you should not. There is a there in the participant list, there is another invite link. So when you click on the invite link, you can again invite anybody in the meeting. Then we have mute all. You can actually mute everybody when you start speaking or when you start delivering your lecture from here. So in this way, you do not have to ask people that they should mute themselves. You just can mute them all from here. Then in more section, there are further options. For example, you have this option. You must have remembered that you have this option while you were actually scheduling your meeting. You can actually do this during the meeting as well. Then we have very much similar option that we have over here, that allow participants to unmute themselves. Then we have option of play, enter, and exit chime. If somebody is entering the meeting late and exiting the meeting early, this chime would be quite disturbing, especially when you're speaking. So you can either open it and either you can close it. So I do not like that, so I have closed that. Allow participants to rename themselves. This is the similar thing that we have done in the security. You can also log the meeting from here, and you can also enable waiting room from here. So these are some of the options that you have. To close a participant window, you just have to click. To close a participant window, you just have to click on the participant option again, and the window will go away. Then after participant, we have chat, and in chat, you can actually do a written communication just like you do with your learners in WhatsApp and any other written communication software. So, and you can also use it to teach your learners about written English. In the chat box, you see some of the options over here, and the first option is file. So you can share files like Word document, PDF document, pictures, and any other things uh, in here in Zoom chat. But I wouldn't suggest you to use this option, because majority of your learners would be using Chromebook, and which is provided by Safti. And because Chromebook has a very limited version of Zoom, so it doesn't support file transfer. So if you want to send out any kind of Word document, PDF, any worksheet to your learners, what you could do is, you just need to email them. You cannot send them in Zoom chat. After files, we have these three dots, and when we click on this, now these are the controls of chat that you want to give to your participants. And similar to the first option, participant, we can close the chat window by clicking on this. After share screen, we have an option of record. When you click on this, the recording will start. And again, you need to make sure that you will take verbal or written consent of anybody before recording the video. Then we have an option of breakout rooms, which are not actually very much important for the one-to-one learners. So I'm not going to explain it right now, but if any of the conversation group leaders want to know about this breakout room, they can just send me out a query, and I can actually I can explain it in the end of the video. So I'm not actually using this video to explain it. When you just need to end the meeting, you just click on the end. It asks you two options: do you want to leave meeting, or do you want to end meeting for all? You can choose either of the options. So these are all the meeting controls when you are the host of the meeting. Now we'll see how the participants window would look like when they entered the meeting. This is the learner view, and this is how your participants are going to see their Zoom. So you can see that they have pretty much very limited options as compared to your Zoom option, because they are not the host of this meeting. They are just a participant of it. So they have an option to mute and mute themselves, start their camera and stop their camera. They also have options to change which camera they want to have on their screen or not. And they can also change the input and output devices of their audio. They can see the participants. They have non-verbal options. They can click on any of these non-verbal responses and you can respond to them accordingly. They also have the option of invite link, so they can invite anybody in this meeting. They can unmute and mute themselves from here. They can chat with you. They can select who the person they want to chat. They can send the message privately because you have given them the option. And they have the option of sharing screen. So when they click on share screen, they cannot share the screen right now because the host has disabled the participant to screen share, as I've already discussed with you earlier. So what you can do is, if you just go to your security and open the share screen option and give them the right to share their screen. So when they want to share the screen, now you can see that this gives them the option that they can share their screen. And this is just to give you an idea that when you start the meeting, how would a learner would see their meetings looks like.